si Tupelo. Here comes the long one. What a cold-blooded three, Gregorio. Right through the hearts of the defending champions. Columbian against Yap. Glenn. Oh, big shot by Columbian.
They feel they have the advantage there, and he's been responding.
They go to Cabrera, and Reuter gets the basket. Make a son of a foul.
Hatid ng panahon, napakatinding init. Ganon ding klaseng init ng bakbakan ang inaasahan natin sa ating 2018 Honda Commissioner's Cup. Dito sa loob ng Araneta Coliseum, magbabakbakan sa ating unang laro of this doubleheader, Blackwater Elite and Columbian Jeep. Mamaya naman TNT Katropa and Global Port Batang Pair. That's an interesting one, pero abangan nyo muna yan after this ball game between the Elite and the Columbian Jeep. Ako po si Charlie Cuna, mabuhay Binabinap. Kasama ko Coach Ryan Gregorio. Coach, these two teams from the start, pagpasok nila sa PBA, may parang rivalry na ito. Laging interesting ang bakbakan itong dalawang team.
Tama yan, at alam naman natin itong dalawang kupunan na to, they failed to make it past the elimination round last conference at sinisigurado nila na manalo sila sa kanilang unang laro.
Balikan natin ang naging Philippine Cup ng Blackwater Elite. It was actually a very successful one if you really look at it record-wise, performance-wise from game to game. Ang problema, ang daming title sa number 8, natanggal sila. Biglang nawala sila sa playoff picture.
It was just quotient system. They ended at number 10, pero pareho sila ng 5 wins and 6 losses ng number 8 team. Napakaganda ng kanilang performance, especially on defense. First on points allowed, second chance points, una rin sila in turnovers. They really do a good job taking care of that leather.
There's a reason bakit nakangiti si Coach Leo Isaac. Sabagkat okay naman performance nila, even if they fell short of the playoff, they have Poy Eram, a rising star at the big man position. Mike Di Gregorio, John Nards Pinto. Tapos yung mga young players, Mac Bello, and dyan si Raymar Jose. Maraming makakatulong. They're meeting an equally young team with a veteran coach, Ricky Dandan. Not a memorable elimination round, especially dyan sa Philippine
Oh,
Cup.
definitely forgettable. Only one win. The lone victory came at the expense of rain or shine. They're number 12 in the last conference. They have a lot of weaknesses and a lot of things that they should work on. Points, they're 12. Points allowed, they're also 12. So both offense and defense, sila talaga yung panghuli sa ating liga.
So action has just begun. First quarter brought to us by Cobra Energy Drinks. Simula na ang labanan ng tunay na lakas, and immediately Reden Zelda straight to the hoop for the first 2 points of the PBA 2018 Honda Commissioner's Cup. Steal taken. Muntik na eh. Hindi na nahawakan ni Jackson Corpus bago lumabas yan. And so, here come the Blackwater Elite. In the starting five, Jared Famous, a balik PBA import. John Nards Pinto, Mike Di Gregorio, Alain Maliksi, and Poy Eram. Kabilang panik, Rashawn McCarthy, who led them, no rather, that's King. Si Jeremy King pala ang nandyan, together with McCarthy. And then Reden Zelda, Jackson Corpus, and yung kanilang import, CJ Aiken, who they're looking to be their defensive anchor sa conference na ito, whereas a stat or a category they really lacked in last Philippine Cup. So Aiken wants to be that stopper at the rim para sa kanila, Coach Ryan.
Oh, yes, they want him to be the last line on defense, a rim protector. We showed earlier that they're number 12 on defense, so hopefully with this guy manning the paint, mas mahirapan umiscore ang kanilang mga kalaban.
Pinto may tangan ng bola. Jared Famous, we know how this guy plays. He actually played under Coach Ryan Gregorio in his first stint dito sa PBA with the Meralco Bolts. Came back a couple of seasons ago with the Global Port Batang Pair. So pangatlong tour of duty na ni Jared Famous dito sa PBA. So may familiarity siya with the league, which Aiken doesn't have.
Oh yes, and there's a reason why he is playing once again in the PBA. He's a very hard-working import. He can score, and he definitely can get rebounds. He averaged more than 20 points and 20 rebounds the last time he played here for Global Court.
And they're shooting well so far to Columbian Jeep. 4 points for Reden Zelda. Ball goes to Pinto. Someone falls towards the baseline. And Mau Oriofte, ang ating lady referee, calls a foul. I think it will be a foul on Jackson Corpus. O siya na nga. So siya na bumagsak sa panatawagan ng foul. And he has the unenviable task of trying to guard a guy about 5 inches taller than he is.
It's definitely not going to be easy. Let's take a look at that action right there. Nabigyan pa ng siko ng bahagya. Bumagsak. Siya pa'y napituhan ng foul. So he really has to be aggressive. And his main mission really is to push out Jared Famous because Famous is just a tremendous offensive rebounder.
The drive mula kay Alain Maliksi. Maliksi came over from the hot shots, di ba? Magnolia hot shots. Pumunta siya rito sa Blackwater Elite. Gunner siya dun sa last team niya. He was a scorer. Tumi-30 yan. Tumitira ng threat. On this team, Coach Rai, he transformed himself somewhat. Naging rebounder, facilitator. Paminsan-minsan, may scoring outburst.
Well, the reason is medyo kulang pa sa pyesa itong Blackwater. So he cannot just be a unidimensional player. He cannot just focus on his shots and offense. He must do all the other things to help his team win a game. So kaya nag-evolve na rin itong game style ni Maliksi dito sa bagong kumpanan niya.
Credence Helda naman, who was on the all-rookie team last season. Drive to the hoop, nagbindi sa kanyang layup. Maliksi taking on King. King played for the Rain or Shine Labs to Painters last conference. Came over here, I think, as a free agent. Maliksi swatted away by Jackson Corpus. Na-retrieve naman if Eram goes into Maliksi. Kinaliwa, this Eram fighting for it underneath. The reverse doesn't go, and finally nakuha ni Aiken ang bola. Ito na mga nakaputi. McCarthy pushing it up for the Jeep. Drive, umilalim doon sa depensa na pasok pa ni Rason. McCarthy came over in the controversial trade with San Miguel Beer and led the team in scoring. Nabigyan ng oras ito at nakapagpakita naman ng kanyang galing.
He was given the break. He was the first option on offense for this team. Not a lot of scorers, kaya he took it upon himself really to take more shots. He did not get a lot of minutes when he was still playing for San Miguel. Pero dito sa koponan na ito, when he was still playing for Kia last conference, yung pa yung kanilang pangalan, nagpakita talaga ng magandang performance itong si McCarthy.
And with the three-point play, nabigay niya ulit ang kalamangan sa kanyang koponan. 7-6 in the early goings. 9:20 remaining dito sa first period. Bakbakan sa ilalim. At merong offensive foul na tatawagin kontra kay John Pinto, who can't believe it. Total deniability on his part. Sabi niya, no way. Ito, Tapal King, Boftic Super Volcasil #1 sa Tapalan. Yan ang nangyari dyan.
I just have to appreciate the physicality of Jackson Corpus. Tama yung nabanggit mo eh. He is tasked to guard itong si Famous, but on the weak side, kaya pa rin niyang dumipensa ng ibang mga players other than the import.
Switching hands with McCarthy nag-release, pero CJ Aiken gets it on the weak side for the putback. Aiken's on the board. 27-year-old import from St. Joseph's University. Kaskul lang naman niya si Coach Norman Black.
Naku, napakaganda
diba?
pala yung kanyang naging eskwelahan. At it is obvious that itong si Aiken, not really the first option on offense for Coach Ricky Dandan. But is more than willing to get offensive rebounds beyond the weak side to get second chance opportunities. Kaya siya nakascore ng kanyang unang puntos.
Okay, dribblers. Tagal na natin ng mga dribblers to open your Moneyball Labs. Baka manalo kayo ng 3,000. Dito na ang ating Phoenix Pulse Moneyball question. Sino ang leading scorer ng Blackwater sa nakaraang 2018 PBA Philippine Cup in terms of points per game? Number 1, Mac Bello. Number 2, JP Eram. Number 3, Michael D. Gregorio. Doon na.
Jared Famous was guilty for the offensive foul. Itong si Jackson Corpus talagang walang takot. Nakikipagbanggaan dito sa import ng Blackwater.
Kaya naman nakailang conference na yan dito sa PBA. He was a in-season pick-up by this team from the D-League. Nagpakitang kilas and he has stuck since then. Became a regular rotation guy. There's a 3 by McCarthy. That was brought to us by Tres Cepas Light. Ang imported Spanish brandy na 3 points sa sarap. Suabe at sulit.
He's still continuing his splendid performance. He averaged 14.5 points per ball game last conference on a very high 45.6% from the 3. A nice shot there coming off screen. Parang Klay Thompson eh. Yung kanyang tira na yun.
Diba?
Ng dribble.
Okay yan. Kung maka 6 or 7 siya, parang normal para kay Klay Thompson kasi yung 6 or 7 in one game. Tira natin.
Tama.
Pinasok na ngayon para palitan si Jackson Corpus. Si Kahilig. Kahilig is in the game. And he was a pickup by the Columbian squad. Let's see what he can bring. Andreas Philip Kahilig. 6'5" yan, big boy yan. Studied in Sweden, was actually born in Sweden. And played for the under-16 team of Sweden. So, let's see kung anong maibibigay niya. But right now, Rashawn McCarthy back on the at the stripe, and he misses the first of two.
Pinto guilty. First third personal foul early here in the first quarter, kaya pinasok na agad. Itong si Roy Sumang.
Si Roy Sumang, ano? If your coach Leo Isaac, inaantay mong maganda yung umpisa ni Sumang, makagawa ng isang magandang play immediately, confidence level will go up, could lead to a spectacular game. We've seen him have some in the past.
Oh yes, in the last conference nga, meron din siyang breakout performance. His best scoring output was 15 points. Pero the challenge really for this guy is to play consistent basketball day in, day out, because there are games where he's gonna score over 20 points and the next game, 0. So hindi ganun eh. Dapat talaga consistent ka if you really want to stay and have a career here, a longer career here in the PBA.
Well, a lead pass mula kay Mike Di Gregorio, looking for Roy Sumang up ahead, pero natapik palabas ni CJ Aiken. Still with the elite ang bola. 20 seconds on the shot clock. And 7:49 remaining in the first period. This is the opening day of the Commissioner's Cup. Had a very successful, exciting Philippine Cup to start out the 43rd season ng PBA. We're looking for more bakbakan, PBA bakbakan dito sa second conference.
And what about this next game? Terrence Romeo will be playing for a different team. First time in his career. He was traded, of course, during the off-season. At ngayon, maglalaro na siya for Katropa.
And as excited as people are na makita si Terrence Romeo in his new team, playing alongside Jason Castro, how are they going to blend, and all those questions from the TNT side. Excited rin ako makita kung anong klaseng impact ang ibibigay ni Moala Tautua naman sa panig ng Global Court, because, you know, he said it's a new beginning, new system, and obviously, aasahan siya ni Coach Pido na maging presence inside. So Mo looking to be dominant this time.
Oh yes, at alam mo, there are instances na talagang gusto mo na bago rin yung environment mo. So yun ang inaasahan ngayon ni Terrence Romeo. Yun din ang gustong mangyari sa karera ni Mo Tautua.
Alain Malagsi naman gumawa ng paraan para makatira off the glass. 4 points for Alain, but if team still trails by 13 here in the first period. McCarthy, his third attempt from 3-point line. This one rolls out. Rebound taken by Famous. Ano mo si Jared Famous? Ang average niya in his PBA career, almost 30 points and 21 rebounds. So yung stats niya, matindi talaga. Workhorse, as you said.
Tama. Habulin niya talaga yung mga rebounds, whether it's on the offensive end or defensive end. But the problem really for Famous is during the off-season wherein he came in early, pero hindi pa siya makasali sa usual practices itong Blackwater because sari-sari yung injury niya. The last time was he rolled his ankle, hindi siya nakasama sa kanilang scrimmage, pati dun sa mga tune-up games sila. So hindi pa talaga makilatis ni Coach Leo Isaac kung ano ang performance na may bibigay ng kanilang import pagkasama na yung kanyang local complement.
Ngayon naman to si Mike Di Gregorio na grabe pinakikita in the past two conferences. No? Third conference of last season and the first conference of this one. Has really upped his game. No? Scoring-wise, facilitating. Ang ganda ng tandem nila ni Poy Eram. Nagdaga mo pa ng mga Macbelo, Raymar Jose, and the rest of that Blackwater bunch. It's really promising future para sa komponent ni Coach Leo.
Oh yes, and of course, credit must be given to the management of Blackwater Elite with the way they constructed this team from ground zero. They were able to get players off the free agency. Itong si Eram was a free agent. Tapos maganda yung kanilang draft pick. Also used last conference, yung number 3 pick nila. They were able to get a good one. Tapos nakuha nila sila Maliksi. Pati nga ito si Di Gregorio. Si Di Gregorio, originally, Kia yan eh, di ba?
Right. Yan siya. Sa Columbian dapat siya naglalaro ngayon. But since they gave him up, he's blossomed here with the Blackwater Elite. It's a tied ball game. 13 ang score ng magkabilang kupunan. Kahilig. Bumitaw ng Tres. Knocks that one down. That 3-point shot brought to us by Tres Cephas Light, ang imported Spanish brandy. Nagawa ng Fundador.
Nakakagulat itong si Kahilig. He can tumira from the outside and he was able to knock in his first shot.
Poy Eram. Si Aiken nakabantay kay Poy. Poy decides to take it from out there. Bitin ng konti. Nakuha ni Di Gregorio yung offensive board. Maliksi fakes the pass to the left. Couple of pump fakes. Jumper. Pasok na naman. Mukhang naka-offensive mode to si Alain.
Oh, and the last two shots were both very difficult shots. Yung kanina up and under shot because the defense was really right all over his face.
Reden Celta Vintis, rebound, Jared Famous. You expect him to get a bunch of rebounds every night. 6 already. Dito sa first quarter pa lang. Maliksi. 3 para kay Alex. Natin na naman natin ang Tresepa slide. Imported Spanish brandy nagawa ng Fundador. Nakakuha na ang kalamangan ng Blackwater 18-16. Para sa Columbian Jeep, si CJ Aiken, they're looking to him to be a defensive anchor. Ito yung credentials niya so far. NCAA St. Joseph's Hawks. And he was the defensive player of the year in that conference. So malaking bagay yun.
Well, outstanding defender. But the problem really is for this team is they also need a scorer. So he only averaged 7.2 points per game in college. Kailangan two-way player ka kung gusto mong matulungan itong Columbia.
That's right. Let's hear more about CJ from Denise Tan. Denise?
Well, guys, I caught up with CJ Aiken, and he talked to me about consciously joining a team who hasn't been that successful these past few conferences. And he said it's not really something to think about whether manalo sila o hindi. Ang importante, mapatunayan niya na hindi sayang yung oras, yung tiwala, yung kumpiyansa na binibigay sa kanya ng kanyang fellow teammates. Pero pati na rin, of course, ni Coach Ricky Dandan. And as for Jared Famous, you know, he said that he believes he was tapped not solely for his numbers, but also because he was someone who can lead by example. Whether it's duplicating, katulad yung na-mention mo, Charlie, that 30-20 record the last time he was here, or scoring nothing at all.
Thanks a lot, Denise. Well, Jared Famous, as we mentioned earlier, may advantage siya kasi kabisado na niya dito yung kung paano yung laro dito sa PBA, yung mga tawagan, yung mga rules natin. Former PBA teams siya, Meralco and Global Port. But CJ Aiken looks like, you know, he's got the body to be a good defender. Haba ng arms, mataf tumalon, may athleticism si CJ Aiken. But Coach Ryan already pointed it out. They might need a lot of offense from their import because they did lack in the offensive categories in the last conference. And if he cannot provide that, you know, it might be a problem para sa Columbia.
Oh yes, just to scrutinize the numbers of Columbian Jeep last conference, we've mentioned that there were 12 on offense, 12 on defense, and makita mo rin ni hindi siya humihingi ng bola. We don't know what his sweet spot is. Doesn't have a back to the basket game. Let us see if he can facilitate. That was a good handoff pass. But again, if you're playing in the PBA, kailangan multifaceted ka.
Correct.
Kaya mo pupensa, kaya mo dumepensa, kaya mong pumasa, kaya mong lahat. At kung ganito ang kupunan na sasalihan mo, para ka dapat si Superman.
Oo nga. Well, di ba, konti lang naman, minsan lang mangyari, bihirang-bihira, yung mga nangyari katulad dun kay Pierre Henderson Niles ng Rain or Shine. Mabot silang final, tag-champion. So, 6 points a game, 7 points a game siya doon, di ba? But he fit right in, exactly the way they wanted him to for Rain or Shine at the time. So, laging gano'n naman under scrutiny, lahat ng imports in an import-laden conference, all eyes are on them. And we are observing them, so are the fans, looking to see if they are the right fit for each of their teams.
But look at least the two positive plays done by Aiken. The first one was a good handoff pass, easy layup for McCarthy. And on the defensive end, he was there on the second line defense. He was able to get that steal. So maraming positive things. His team is up by 1 point now. Let us see if he can be consistent with his game. Malaking bagay talaga ito para sa mga nakaputi.
Nakaagaw pa si Jeremy King. Easy layup para sa first 2 points in the Colombian uniform. For King, 3-point lead. Eram. Goes to Mac Bello, nakapapasok lang. Mac will attack immediately. Get it off the glass.
Now this guy is really one of the top prospects for this team, this conference. Dahil yung kondisyon niya, he played a lot of games last conference. Matagal siya dahil na-injured siya, hindi siya nakalaro. So inaasahan na talagang bumalik itong kumpiyansa ni Mac Bello.
Look at Jeremy King, ha? Nakadalawa. Pumira ng 3, pasok. Nakaagaw na naman. Problema. Bumawi, kaya naman pumasok yung layup, and that shot is nullified. Jeremy King called to the offensive, 2 fouls for him. But if team's up by 4, Blackwater calls a timeout. 2:57 remaining in the first period. profiling ko kasi pumasok siya. Tapos agad-agad naka-score. Mac Bello was a highly touted rookie, already part of the Gilas Pilipinas program, and got injured early in his career, but has made a successful comeback. Maganda ang kanyang Philippine Cup.
Oh yes, you've mentioned that he was slowed down by a series of injuries, but his numbers are slowly improving. 15.8 points per game, last conference, 6.1 rebounds, 1.6 steals per ball game, and over 40% from the field. And what is so nice about this guy is not really just his playing skills. It is really his attitude. Maganda talaga itong the way he plays within the system. He's really a good chemistry player.
At habang pinag-uusapan din natin si Mac Bello, siya ang tamang sagot sa ating Phoenix Pulse volleyball question. Number 1, Mac Bello, he was the leading scorer for the elite in the Philippine Cup as far as points per game is concerned. There's a basket inside Jared Famous. Narinig natin during the timeout. Sinasabihan ni Coach Larry Sack, let's go into Jared Famous. High percentage shots, and they got one right there. Kahilig out to King. King steps back. Give and go. Kick out kay Lastimosa. Punta kay Tubig. 5 to shoot. Tubig kicks it to... Kanino ba? Kay Boss Josel Dusi pinasa eh.
It was actually a good,
Tubig,
well, it was actually a good pass because Giselle Duce is a good shooter from the outside.
Diba?
Pero hindi pwede yan eh. Team owner yan eh.
That's right. Nakita natin yung fast break a while ago dito sa atin ng United Auctioneers Inc., the biggest auction company in the Philippines. ISO certified sa bidding. Ikaw ang bida sa backcourt. Nahirapan itawid ng Columbian. Finally, they get it across. Tubig! Sure, supalpal dapat yun. Pero he hesitated a bit. Sumabit tuloy din si Mac Bello.
Masakit yun dahil 3 free throws ibibigay dito sa veterano ng Columbian Jeep. Nahihirapan akong i-pronounce tong Columbian Jeep na to ah. Hindi naman pwedeng Jeep, di ba? Hindi pwede. Dapat Tagalog eh.
With donning the red, white, and blue color combi ngayon, di ba? Yung Colombian Jeep. And Ronald Tubid, one of the veterans who came over from the San Miguel Beermen, had some good games rin nung Philippine Cup, di ba? May isang game siya, naalala ko, sunod-sunod 3-pointer niya, first quarter pa lang. Here's a substitution. Dan Sara is in the game, the rookie. Si Dan Sara is in the game, and then pinaupo si Jeremy King. (27-22) ang ating score. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the first period. Renz Palma. They go inside to Jared Famous, outside to Mac Bello. Bello, the 3 on the way, and Mac Bello impact agad pasok sa laro. Naka-dos inside the paint, and the 3-pointer from the outside. And as you were saying, Coach Rai, multi-dimensional. Offensively, this guy can do it all.
And it is the bench depth that is really so nice dito sa Blackwater Elite. This guy came off the bench. So maganda yung kanilang starting unit. Pagpasok ni Mac Bello, 5 points agad ang kanyang na-contribute.
And now he's with the ball once again. Kicks over to Jared Famous. Jumper from outside, not really his range. Was close, didn't get it. Oh, nagpintis. Renz Palma for the putback. That could have been a gimme. Napalakas lang ng konti. Blackwater still trailing by 2. Aiken for 3. That's long, and on the rebound, and then a box out ni Roy Sumang, looking to tie or maybe take the lead. Blackwater with a minute remaining here in the first. Sumang, spin, pabandang tira, mintis. Rebound, Dan Sara. Kahilig looking to go to Tubig. Ayan na, Ronald Tubig will challenge Renz Palma. Tubig leans in, puts it up, mintis, another rebound, and nobody's challenging Jared Famous. He'll get every rebound kung ganon, di ba?
Yes, at yung isa pa dyan is every time sayang yung chance yan. But what I was trying to say, every time yung tao ni Jared Famous is not involved on offense, meaning hindi niya kailangan bantayan yung tumitira. Pag may tumira dyan na local, kanya lahat yung defensive rebounds na yan. Remember, there was one game in the PBA, in his previous ball game, he had 37 big rebounds. So ito talaga can really, again, get a lot of rebounds for this team. He's the second in terms of yung record, most number of rebounds. Pero ang sabi niya nga, gusto niyang i-break yung record ni Michael Hackett.
Ngayon na nga eh.
Halos 50
Ayun na
yata
nga
yun
eh,
eh.
di ba? So medyo kailangan niya magtrabaho. Pero right now, baka maabutan niya. I mean, you know, he might approximate it because he already has double-digit rebounds here in the first quarter. 3 seconds to go. Aiken, is he aware? Pass it over to Kahilig. Leads forward. Ang ganda nung line. Pero bitin ang bato ni Kahilig mula sa half court. 27-25 ang ating score pagkatapos ng ating first 12 minutes. Here's a tunay na lakas move. At din sa atin ang Cobra Energy Drink. Walang talo, 13 pesos mo. We will take a break and be back with second quarter action. For the Kia Picanto, now Columbian Jeep, ito si McCarthy came over from San Miguel Beerman and promptly led the team in scoring.
There was a big problem in terms of depth when he was still playing for San Miguel dahil kailangan nandun si of course kailangan maglaro niya ng maganda dahil nandun si Marshall Lassiter, but this is not 4.5, this is 14.5.
Oh, 14.5 yan, tama.
Diba? So he was the leading scorer for his team. Not only was his offense really good, but even yung kanyang efficiency, 45.6% from the 3, and there was a game wherein he had 22 points. So talagang inaasahan ngayon itong player na to, sana magtagal na yung karera niya dito sa Columbian G.
That's right. Second quarter is brought off the Cobra Energy Drink. May labang ka. The ball is with the Blackwater Elite, trailing by 2 as we begin the second period. Brent Palma, bumaseline drive. Kick out kay Roy Sumang. Bato ng tres mula sa kaliwa. Rolled out. Tapikan ng bola. Left touch. Jared Famous. Says referee Oriofte. And the entire Blackwater team is protesting. That's not going to be changed. However, we'll turn you over to Denise.
Guys, with Kia, of course, now Columbian, placing 12 in points and assists last conference, and most of that, of course, falling on the guards. Rashawn McCarthy said he refuses to take on that burden all by himself. Ang importante daw, alam na nila kung ano yung nangyari last conference, alam na niya kung ano yung dapat niyang gawin, what he needs to improve on, and that is what matters. No need to dwell on the past, guys.
Excellent, Denise. On the bench right now, Rashawn McCarthy is watching his team, trying to protect this 2-point lead. Carlo Lastimosa na foul, nasa linya ngayon. Here's another guy who can go crazy in the scoring department once he gets going. Carlo Lastimosa, nagbitis nga lang sa unang free throw. More substitutions for that team. Kahilig goes out after hitting a 3-pointer. They send in Eric Camson, a bruiser, an enforcer inside that shaded area.
Dahil itong si Lastimosa, alam mo, nakakagulat talaga ito dahil definitely has the skills. Nagpakita na rin ng magandang performance dito sa PBA. But for some reason, hindi siya nagsistick sa kanyang koponan. He once played, of course, aside from Barako Bowl, pati sa NLEX. Naglaro yan sa NLEX, naglaro rin sa Blackwater, pero hindi tumatagal. Ang importante ngayon dito is mag-focus lang siya and alam mo, sometimes kasi yung reputation ng tao nakaka-apekto rin sa karere. So dapat talagang mag-shape up itong si Lastimosa for him to stay longer in the PBA.
There's a foul inside. James Sena nakapapasok lang. First personal for James. Another valuable contributor off that bench para kay Coach Leo Isaac. Diba? Halos sure shot yung jumper niyan from the perimeter, si James Sena.
Oh, yes.
Kick out. Tubid had all the time to set his feet. Hit a three. Ronald Tubid, the veteran.
Now, one of the things that Lastimosa has to work on, of course, he has the reputation in the PBA as just a scorer. He will just shoot every single time. Ngayon, that was a good setup job.
And the three-pointer of Tubid was brought us by Tres Cepas Light. Imported Spanish brandy. 3 points sa sarap. Suabe. At sulit. O yun. O, diba? Nasasabi lang natin. Thanks a lot, James, for making us look good.
Charlie could have called it.
Diba?
3 minutes before he took that shot. Sinabi mo na yan.
Diba? Hindi naman tayo pinahiya ni James, ha? Ito si Aiken trying to make his move. Nahirapan. Throws it in desperation. Tubid happens to be there. That's a miss. Bakbakan sa rebound. Camson was trying to keep it alive. And there's a whistle.
Easy foul. Easy call for our referee. James Sana was caught warding off itong si Aiken. But again, you can see that the skills offensively of Aiken developing pa eh. Di ba? Nahihirapan siyang mag-post up dahil yung kanyang nipis. At ito naman si Carlos Limosa nagpapakita ng kanyang offensive arsenal.
Hindi na developing yung offensive skills niya.
Buo na yan.
Oo.
Buo na yan.
Kick out to James Sena. Go to Renz Palma. Siya naman nabigyan ng panahon para makaset ng 3 pero bitin. Nakuha naman niya ang offensive rebound. Reset ang shot clock. 14 seconds. Belov, tap and pop. Pasok na naman from the free throw circle.
Confidence is definitely oozing from this guy. 7 points, all coming off the bench.
Timosa, gumagawa espasyo. Nabigay niya rito kay Dan Sara who flips it up with the left. Walang-wala. Sena, Asumang rather. Lost the ball. Balik kay Sara. May numero mga nakaputi. Nabigay kay Tubit. He bobbled, goes baseline. 2 fakes. The veteran. Pinalipad ang defender. Kumagat si Renz Palma.
Very, very patient with the way he operated inside the paint. He did not panic, got the defenders off balance, and the easy shot there for Ronald Tubit.
Spin in the lane from Jared Famous who misses that short hook shot. And struggling sa opensa itong Blackwater. Columbian is up by 6. Matches the biggest lead of the game. Nakaagaw itong Blackwater. Yung pasa. Mabagal pa. Pero finally nabigay at nakumpleto ni Renz Palma.
Oh, great unselfish pass there by Mac Bello. He could have taken that shot but he saw Palma 2 steps ahead of him. At para magkakumpiyansa rin itong si Palma, he is tasked to guard itong si Carlos Timosa. So mahihirapan din siya to guard him on a one-on-one coverage.
Leads pass goes to Jared Famous. Jams it all. Libre-libre na excite si Jared Famous. Minsan lang sa mga kalibre ng ganyan. With that jam, he cuts the lead down to 2. Columbian still up 35-33. Ito nga yung lead pass and Jared Famous doing exactly what he had to. When we talk about gunners for the Blackwater Elite, these two, you know, rising talaga, dangerous para sa ibang mga kubunan. Kasama sila sa scouting report palagi. Di Gregorio, Alain Maliksi.
Oh, superb perimeter players. It can really open things up for post players like Eram and now Jared Famous. Look at their numbers. 14.1 for Di Gregorio, 13 for Maliksi. And look at the 3-point field goal percentage of Di Gregorio, 49%. Maliksi, medyo pedestrian numbers at 35%, but yung 49, incredible yun. Ibig sabihin talaga, if you're guarding this guy, you have to stay home.
Tama.
You don't offer help, you don't lose your sight, always have to stay connected.
Half the time pumapasok kasi.
Yun eh.
Diba?
Every 2, isa.
Diba?
Yun.
Ronald Tubit goes over to Lastimosa, swings to Jeremy King. Na maganda pinakita ng first quarter. Kahilig is back in the game. He'll go to the hoop. Flip it up and get the basket. Falling down. What a shot mula kay Kahilig.
Are you kidding me? He stayed up there for a long time. And it doesn't look buff. Mukhang marami pa siyang kailangang ibawas doon sa kanyang weight. But he definitely can fly and stay up there. But itong si Jared Famous, if he gets that position inside 3 feet and he uses that jump hook, he's really hard to stop.
11 points already for Jared Famous to go with 12 rebounds. So double-double na siya rito. Napakaraming oras pa sa first half pa lamang. Jeremy King, another 3-pointer that was brought to us by Tres Cepas Light, imported Spanish brand. Ginagawa ng Fundador. Dalawa na yan para kay King. You know, some players, katulad din McCarthy, ayun si Jeremy King, as we see Cruz get an easy layup. Give them the time, they will show their wares.
Well, what is essential really is playing time. Meaning, if you get that playing time and you value it, doon lalabas talaga yung capability mo as a basketball player. Ang masama is yung bigyan ka ng tsansa, wala kang ipakita, then talagang hindi tatagal ang karera mo dito sa PBA. So you've talked about McCarthy, now Jeremy King, given the minutes here for his new team. At hindi naman niya dinidisappoint itong kanyang bagong kupunan.
Sa linya ngayon, Famous thought he was gonna be given 2 free throws, but looks like it's gonna be a side court inbound. Tama ba? Mukhang side court inbound ang mangyayari. Let's turn you guys over to Denise Tan. Denise?
Alam nyo guys, doon sa last huddle nitong Columbian Jeep, talagang mapapansin mo yung frustration sa boses ni Coach Ricky Dandan. Kasi sabi nga niya, hindi daw nila inalagaan yung lamang. Being up by as much as 5 to 6 points, they were playing Blackwater space. And that's not something that you would want to do ever. Kahit na ikaw yung nakakalamang, the most important thing is for you to keep that control.
Well, right now, they're still in the lead by 3. May chance ang pang palakihin yan dahil nakuha nila defensive rebound on ang two-bit. Mga naka-long sleeves. Di ba ganyan? Uso na ngayon yung ganyan eh, di ba? Naka-long sleeves na ngayon yung mga players natin. Rashawn McCarthy got the baseline. Looked like an easy basket, but for some reason, ay ayaw pumasok ng bola. First foul ni Rashawn McCarthy yan. Dribblers, open your money ball apps. Baka manala kayo 3,000 pesos. Ito ang ating pangalawang Phoenix Pulse Money Ball question. Ano ang kaisa-isang team na tinalo ng Columbian Jeep or Kia sa nakaraang 2018 PBA Philippine Cup? Number 1, Blackwater. Number 2, Meralco. Number 3, Rain or Shine. Pindot na. Charlie Escobar, are you listening to the question?
At nung nakikinig talaga sila sa atin dalawa, nabanggit ko yan at the top of our coverage.
That's right.
Yung kaisa-isang panalo nitong kumputan na ito dun sa Philippine Cup.
Mamaya may konti sabihin natin yung sagot. James Sena trying to keep that ball alive. Humok shot sa lane. Mintis. Bakbakan sa rebound. Kahilig. Nakikipaglaban sa ilalim. So he's shown some stuff in his couple of minutes so far dito sa first half. And on the break, Jeremy King na-foul ni Michael Di Gregorio. Pang-una lang ni Michael yan. More substitutions coming up, Coach.
Your Coach Ricky Dandan, you're happy with the performance of your big guy. Itong si Kahilig. Took his first shot from the 3, pumasok. At nung nag-challenge na yung kanyang defender, he blew by his defender and had style points. A total of 5 points for him. And not only that, he's also working hard on defense, getting a lot of rebounds and forcing a lot of missed shots.
Jeremy King, pangatlong tres na niya yan. 11 points na dito sa first half. Gives his team a 6-point lead. Ayos ba?
So, Jolly Escobar, are you watching again? Dahil galing sa Rain or Shine too eh.
Yun na nga eh. Ano nangyari dito? Timeout. No, it's a turnover.
Offensive foul.
Oh, it's a turnover on the part of the Blackwater lead. Third offensive foul nila dito sa first half. So, they're giving that ball away over and over. Kaya naman lamang na lamang pa rin itong Columbian with under 6 minutes remaining in the second period.
And what is so impressive with this game of Columbian Deep is the way the locals are performing. You take a look at the box scores and their import only good for 2 points. But you get McCarthy who has 10, Jeremy King who has 11, and a lot of contributors from the Filipinos. So, yun ang maganda rito. And they have scored 43 points. You've mentioned at the top of our coverage that Blackwater is the best in terms of points allowed. They scored a total of 27 in the first quarter and they're not done yet. So, maganda yung opensa nila. At ito namang Blackwater Elite, down by 6 points right now. Wala sa calling card nila, yung masamang depensa. Kaya of course, frustrated itong si Coach Leo Isaac.
Now Columbian looking to attack and increase that lead. Reden Zelda had to flip it over. Naramdaman niya yung presence ni Poy Eram na parating na. Altered his shot. Mark Cruz scored a while ago. Goes baseline, kicks it over to Alain. Alain wants to go against McCarthy and he's called for the bump. That's referee Borja calling it at the base, and McCarthy not agreeing with that call, but because they're in penalty, nasa linya na ngayon si Alin. Tama ba? No.
Wala pa. Oh.
Akala niya na nasa penalty na.
Pangatlo pa lang ng Columbian yan eh.
So he goes, they're gonna go to the side court for the inbound. Di Gregorio gagawa niyan. Mark Cruz playing the point for Blackwater. Ball swings it over to Maliksi. Maliksi baseline. Masyado malakas paman ng tira. Nakuha ni Zelda yan. Zelda goes to the right side. Jeremy King will stop and pop from 3. Good decision on his part. 4 threes in the game para kay Jeremy King.
This guy is unconscious. A total of 14 points for him. And if I'm not mistaken, baka ito na yung kanyang career high.
Malamang.
Here in the first half alone.
And ito naman si Di Gregorio hasn't gotten it going. The 49% shooter from last conference. Buti na lang, andyan si Jose, si Toto, para dun sa putback.
Well, there will be players who will be affected because of tall imports. At kung titignan mo itong roster ng Blackwater, baka si Jose maapektuhan dahil may Jared Famous. He plays the same position. He is more or less an inside operator. At si Eram, hindi mo pwedeng ipagpahinga ng matagal yan because Eram can actually shoot from the perimeter.
Right.
So kailangan positive itong output ni Jose. But he turned the ball over Zelda with an easy basket, and this will be the biggest lead of Columbian, a 9-point lead for them at 48-39.
At sinong namasa nun? Jeremy King. He's the catalyst for this breakaway dito sa second period. We'll be back.
Down muna kay Alain. Pagka wala, Alain. Look for the open.
The PBA, siyempre, there are stories in themselves, but there are smaller stories within the story. And the story so far in the first half has been this guy.
Oh,
Jeremy
yes.
King.
Look at his numbers. 14 points, 4 out of 7 from the 3. 3 steals. Is taking the point guards of Blackwater to school. This guy only played 5 minutes in his stint with Rain or Shine, only averaging 2 points per ball game. Now, if you have an NBA version of LeBron James, who claims to be the king, this guy is the real king.
Yan. Diba? Yun talaga eh. Jeremy King talaga siya eh. Boy Aram keeps it alive. Goes to Toto. Toto traveled bago siya umatake kontra kay Camson. So that's another turnover for Blackwater. And those turnovers are really hurting the elite dito sa first half.
But it's just so bad in terms of plus-minus percentage for Toto Jose. Because they were only down by 3 points before he entered. And now they're down by 9 points. So in a short stint inside the court, he's -6. So malaking bagay yun. At hindi na nag-gamble si Coach Leo Isaac. Pinasok na yung kanyang import.
Oh, nice pass mula kay Aiken to the cutting Eric Camson and a strong finish mula kay Camson. So tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang opensa ng Columbian Jeep. Lead is 11. Pinto goes to the corner. Maliksi bumito ng 3. Can't get it to go. Camson the rebound. Lead pass goes up to Zelda. Zelda to King. King from 3. Bitin. Push to Di Gregorio. Maliksi on the left. Nice bounce. Maliksi will complete that play. Perfect bounce back.
Oh yes, and if you're doing a basketball clinic, you take a look at that clip right there. How to finish a fast break 2-on-1 situation using the bounce pass. Yun ang magiging example mo.
Nagbintis ang tira ni Eric Camson. Andun ang presence ni Jared Famous to alter that shot. However, there's a miscue and Columbian will get the ball back with 3:09 remaining, up by 9. Panoorin natin. Ito yung drive brought to us by United Auctioneers Inc. Biggest auction company sa Pilipinas. ISO certified sa bidding. Ikaw ang bida. Nice connection, Di Gregorio to Maliksi. Dribbling violation na tatawagin kontra kay Roshan McCarthy.
Lifting, carry, palming.
Oh, yun.
Ngayon, turnover to be safe.
Double dribble.
Double
mga ganon, di ba?
May traveling pa kung minsan yan.
Di ba? Ngayon, dribbling violation. Generic.
Oo, ganun na. Sakop na lahat.
Pinto. Maagang pinaupo to si Pinto. kasi
Tatlo
daming
agad.
foul.
Oo, tatlo agad. Oh,
Ayun.
nice.
Making up for long time. Diretso sa basket.
Oh, nice hesitation move. This guy really has found a home here with the Blackwater Elite. Because again, he is not just an offensive threat. What is so nice about this guy is his ability to mix it up. Not afraid to bang bodies and play with a lot of physicality.
Impressive drive mula kay Eric Camson. Straight into the chest ng import ni Jared Famous.
Yun na nga
Kaliwa
eh.
pa ginamit para maka-layup. Maliksi wants 3 and he gets them. Pangalawang tref ni Alain yan dito sa first half. Baba sa 6. 14 points for Alain Maliksi. Approaching the last 2 minutes ng ating first half. Camson oozing with confidence after making that drive, but the 3 is offline. Pinto the rebound. Mamadali si Pinto. Goes over to Famous. The fast break was stopped in its tracks. And that shot from Famous way off. Bakbakan sa rebound. Di Gregorio comes out. Labas kay Pinto. Inaantay si Era makapwesto. Pero baba na lang sa 6 ang kanilang shot clock. Didiscarte ngayon si Pinto. Milalim sa depensa. No chance. Si Aiken. Pinto back to back.
And this guy is fresh because you've mentioned it. He sat down majority of the minutes from the time he got his third personal foul in the 8-minute mark. of the first quarter up to the last 3-minute mark of the second quarter. Kaya kayang-kaya niyang mag-blow by dun sa kanyang mga bantay.
So ito matindi dyan. With a minute and 21 remaining, as we see Camson attacking and hitting once again. 16 turnovers from Blackwater, coach, dito sa first half. 16 turnovers. But they're only down by 6 right now after that Camson basket. So they're hanging around despite playing sloppy basketball.
Tama. And something that they must adjust because it was also part of our coverage early on. And we've mentioned the ability of Blackwater to take care of the letter. All conference long, they only average 15 turnovers per ball game. So that is an elite number. Pero ngayon, 16 na. So ibig sabihin, bigyan mo rin ng credit itong Columbian defense.
Everyone looking for the travel sa play na yun. Rashawn McCarthy kicked it out. Walang whistle. Zelda baseline. Goes to Aiken, and Aiken stuffed it in.
And that is important because he probably has a hard time creating his own shots. But as soon as he gets that ball inside the paint, and wala na siyang ibang iniisip, salampak mo na, idakdak mo na.
Exactly. Katawan nito si Aiken. May mga imports or may mga NBA player na ganyan yung katawan. Yung long and lean na katulad niya. Mga Gobert, mga... Di ba ganun yung mga katawan? Payat na payat, di ba? We got that basket. Let's watch this tunay na lakas-move. Natin sa atin ng Cobra Energy Drink. Walang talo. 13 pesos mo. Apat ang lamang ng Columbian. 29 seconds remaining in the first half. Well, there's Commissioner Willie Marshall with the representatives of Honda. And this is the 2018 PBA Honda Commissioners Cup. You know, Honda is the sponsor for this, yung kanilang motorsiklo, official motorcycle ng PBA. Here's a play a while ago. Alain Maliksi over the outstretched arms of Aiken. Dream move of the game yan. Natin sa atin ng Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Kaya Alain Maliksi gumagawa dito sa first half. Dribblers, ang tamang sagot sa ating Phoenix Pulse Moneyball question ay number 3, rain or shine. Yun lang ang koponan na tinalo nitong Kia/Columbian/Mahindra noong first conference natin, last conference of Philippine Cup.
Tama yun. At napakasakit sa rain or shine yun. Although rain or shine eventually, of course, made it to the playoffs. Pero kinapos na naman sila and they're hoping right now na gumanda-ganda na yung kanilang performance once again. Nabanggit mo, there was a time at least 2 or 3 years ago, sila yung naging champion dito the same conference. Diba? Nabanggit mo yung import nila. They barely averaged 8 points per game and yet, nag-champion sila.
That's right. Eric Camson, matindi nilalaro nito sa second quarter. He came in, provides some muscle, may drive to the basket, may 3-point shot, may mid-range.
Siyam na yan.
Oo nga. 10 seconds to go. Last second shot time for the Elite. They'll be trailing at the half. By how many? Malalaman natin in 4 seconds. Iram. Bitin. Di Gregorio. Nasupalpad sa loob. Ganto na naman si John Mark Pinto.
Timing lang eh.
At naubusan na ng oras. There's only 3/10 of a second. Columbian maintains the lead after the first 24 minutes. 59-55. Blackwater hanging around. We'll be back with second half action pagkatapos ng ating halftime report with Denise. $59-55 ang ating naging first half score. It's a 4-point lead for the Columbian Jeep over the Blackwater Elite. And the Blackwater plagued by a bunch of turnovers, Coach Ryan. Kaya naman nabigyan ng maraming freebies itong Columbian Jeep. They took the lead early and maintained it practically all the way.
Well, very impressive start here for Columbian Jeep. First is they scored a total of 59 points. They had 27 in the first quarter and 32 in the second quarter. But what is so eye-popping is the way they forced turnovers. 17 turnovers already for Blackwater Elite.
Plus yung 3-point shooting rin itong Columbian Jeep. They've hit 8 already in that first half. Pero sa plus 15, tatlo lang ang napasok ng Blackwater. Ito ang mga room nila natin, Coach.
Oh yes, 3 out of 13 only for the Elite. But rebounds totally dominated by the Elite. 43 compared to just 21 for Columbian Deep. 15 out of the 43 was courtesy of Jared Famous. Second chance point, 16-7. But the biggest difference maker, and we've mentioned this, 17 turnovers, 19 turnover points scored by Columbian Deep. And that is the reason why they're up by 4 points here at the end of 2.
And the bench of Columbian has really helped also so far dito sa first half. After the first half, rather, the bench outscoring by 10 yung Blackwater bench, 25 to 15 yan. So some guys coming off that Columbian bench have really contributed. Alain Maliksi led all scorers with 16, Famous with 12, Bello and Pinto also helped out there. Kabilang panig naman, you saw the scorers, Jeremy King and McCarthy in double digits, Camson and Tubid with 9 and 8 respectively. Jeremy King, yan ang naging storya, no? Hit 4 3-pointers in that first half, and if they didn't know who he was, they might have been surprised itong Blackwater. Baka late nila nalaman na kasama si King sa lineup ng Colombian. Well, I'm sure they talked about him at the half. Third quarter brought to us by Cobra Energy Drink. May laban ka?
I'll put it this way, he only averaged 3 points per ball game, or 2 points per ball game in 5 minutes of action in the last conference. His conference high was 3 points. So even if you knew that he was going to play for this team, you're not going to spend time strategizing the type of defensive coverage. But after today, sigurado didepensa na ito si Jeremy King.
Tama yun. Let's turn it over to Denise.
That everybody understands what Columbian Jeep's strengths and weaknesses are. Strength, of course, being Jeremy King scoring nonstop from Rainbow City, and that they really have to double their D on them because as of him, he was saying na nung first half nga, they were actually just making them take the shots and make the shots. Binibigay na lang nila kumbaga dito sa Columbian. And of course, their weakness being the paint. Yung paint nitong Columbian Jeep. Kanina first half nagsabay-sabay Poy Eram, Alain Maliksi, you have Mac Bello, you have Jared Famous. Pero bakit walang umaatake sa basket? If that happens, it's highly unlikely na may ipigil sa kanila, guys.
Maraming salamat, Denise. Well, siyempre, gusto lang ng ni Coach Leo Isaac na maging mas agresibo yung mga boys niya. And Famous, you know, he's a bit out of his range right now. Takes the shot from out there. It's short. Wanted to get it back, but McCarthy comes out, goes ahead to Aiken, at matatawagan pa ng foul si Aiken. Momentum carried him right into Alain Maliksi.
Might be a blessing in disguise there for Aiken, because after they turned the ball over, 3-on-1 advantage for Blackwater Elite dun sa kanilang front court. So dahil sa foul na yon, they have an opportunity to play 5-on-5 defense. They're still up by 4 points, almost a turnover, a completed turnover, and McCarthy attacking the basket.
McCarthy dire-diretso kinaliwa para sa easy layup. I was thinking he might go off the glass or just lob it up para kay CJ Aiken para mabigyan naman ng opensa tong import nila, but I decided to go in all the way.
Tama yun. At well, itong Blackwater Elite talaga, 18 turnovers, napakarami na. And not only that, pagdating dun sa kanilang depensa, after a forced turnover, hindi na sila bumabalik. So 21 turnover points allowed so far by the Elite.
King goes over to Aiken. Hand off to Zelda. Zelda sumaksak. Kick kay Corpus. Agawan ng bola. Nakuha na rin ulit. King. Tapped out by Jared Famous. The ball will stay with Columbian. 5.1 na lang ang natitira sa kanilang shot clock. Quick pass back to McCarthy, who stepped in from out of bounds. And he knocks that one down. Pang-siyam na 3-pointer ng Columbian sa laban ito. Hatid sa atin yan ng Tres Chepas Light, ang imported Spanish brandy na 3 points sa sarap, suabe at sulit.
Well, there's always a problem, especially if you're just watching the ball. Ito nangyayari yan dito sa Blackwater Elite. Coaches will always say that you have to guard the inbounder because you're the most dangerous every time there is like a last-second opportunity for the offensive team. Pinanood na naman nila eh. Itong si McCarthy. And another botch play for them. And this is now the biggest lead. 9-point lead. Ay, hindi. 11 pala.
11
yung pinakamalaking kalamangan. Oo.
Nakatawag ng timeout to si Jackson Corpus bago pumapak sa labas. So, they preserve that possession. They'll talk it over. 30-second timeout ang na-credit sa panig ng Columbian Jeep. Just getting to the loose ball, being more aggressive. Action Jackson doing his stuff. We just saw it sa last play nga na yun. Coming out of nowhere, getting an offensive rebound, having the presence of mind na tumawag ng timeout para ma-preserve his possession. Brings a lot. Imagine 11 points, 7 rebounds, and good field goal percentage. This is a guy who was just picked up mid-season from the D-League.
And what about the unquantifiable things that he can do inside? The toughness inside the paint, the way he jockeys for position to get offensive rebounds, and the way he defends with so much physicality. Intangible yun eh. Hindi mo talaga may measure yun. Pero lahat yun kasama dito sa war chest ni Jackson.
Tsaka na-assign na siya para sa mga import.
Oo.
Diba? Kahit 6'10 yung import, siya pa rin nakabantay. 6'3 lang siya. And that's a turnover on the part of Columbian. Maliksi yung tangan ng bola. Hit a couple of threes in the first half. But now, bantay sarado ni Rashawn McCarthy. Nantay muna si Eram makatawin. Eram lobs it into Famous. It's gonna be easy for Famous.
Good and selfish job there. A high-low special play there. Eram just lobbing that pass, Jared Famous. And you've mentioned it. As soon as Famous gets that ball that deep inside against a Jackson Corpus, no way for him to be stopped. It's over.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah. Vince
Ayan,
Carter na yan.
Ayan,
Wala
no?
na yan.
Wala na eh. Tapos Jeremy King pa. Ang nakabantay, last line of defense. Now King able to draw a foul. He was attacking the basket. They credit that as a shooting foul. First free throw is good para kay Jeremy King.
Blackwater Elite coaching staff saw it otherwise. Ako, honestly, hindi ko nakita yung play. Pero 2 free throws by King. It's not his fault. He was given an opportunity to shoot from the line. A total of 16 points for him. And what an impressive performance for this new guy donning the Columbian Deep uniform.
And the lead is back to 9. 9:20 remaining in the third. Jared Famous. Triple team. Nakuha ni Aiken yun. Goes up ahead to McCarthy. He has sailed down the left. Decides to go in. All the way. Supal-pal. Eram, and Eram gives him a stare down. Parang asan yung respeto mo? I'm one of the best shot blockers in the league, boy.
Oh, yes.
Diba? The lob. McCarthy puts it in this time. What a play.
Oh, bad shot selection for the Elite. Not enough quickness for them to defend the transition. Nice eye in the sky play. And they've tied their biggest lead in the ballgame.
Ito yung supalpal. Tinignan ni Eram, pero Zelda,
Bumawi.
yun na nga. And you're Rashawn McCarthy, go over to Zelda, give him a low 5.
Oh,
Go with a great
yes.
pass for the great shot. For the Colombian Jeep, they're looking for guys who can really step it up. Ito si Rashawn McCarthy, last conference, top scorer para sa kanila sa game na ito. 17 points na. And shooting 50% from the field. Gumagawa pa rin, tuloy-tuloy pa rin. Becoming consistent, coach.
He is not just a superstar by accident. He's showing everyone that he deserves to be in this team. Part of that, as what we've coined, controversial deal involving, but controversial noong umpisa. Pero ngayon, sa pinapakita nitong si McCarthy, parang, ano ba to? Ganda ng performance niya. Pero titignan pa rin natin kung anong maidadala ni Star Hardinger sa kanyang kupunan.
Yun na nga, and he's already in town. Si Christian Stan Hardinger practicing with San Miguel. He started last Saturday. So, excited na lahat makita kung paano siya gagawa rito. Kasi sa ABL, he took the ABL by storm.
Oh, yes.
Diba? Hindi na sila umabot ng finals. Sino nag-knockout sa kanila? Yung Pinas din. Diba?
Jimmy
Boy.
Jimmy Boy.
Pinto with Zelda on his back. Pinto will drive. At dalawa yata nakablanka sa kanya. Si Zelda muna tapos si Aiken sa taas. So that's what Aiken can do. Pwedeng payungan talaga kahit sinong drive dyan. Here's that drive a while ago. Tapos sinupalpal. Yan ang Tapal King. Boftic Super Vulca Seal #1 sa Tapalan. Belo. At the post, turnaround Jay over McCarthy. Too strong. Bakbakan sa rebound. Sino mauna roon? King. Pinabayaan. Kasi feeling niya, talagang kalaban naman ang humawak. So pinabayaan na niya lumabas. So the ball will head back the other way. It's an 11-point lead rather, Colombian. Biggest lead of the game for either team. Jackson to Rashawn. Jack tumira. It rolled out. Macbello for the rebound. 8 minutes, 16 seconds in the third. Poy Eram. Only 2 points in the game for Poy Eram. Si Mike Di Gregorio. Di pa rin umi-score. or rather just 2 points from Mark Di Gregorio. So these are the guys that they were relying on last conference. Hindi sila gumagawa.
And we've talked about yung chemistry issue because they did not play enough games with their import. Now itong si Jared Famous, of course, can also score in transition. Pero guys that are struggling so far for Blackwater Elite, aside from Di Gregorio, only 2 points. Eram, 2 puntos pa lamang rin in the ball game. And that was way back in the first quarter. So ito na yung chemistry issue na medyo kabali si Coach Leo Isaac, nangyayari na. And yung dami ng turnovers, isang manifestation din yun na hindi pa magkakakilala sa loob ang isang kupunan.
And their offense has really suffered so far sa larong ito. McCarthy, double team na. Crumos court kay Laftimosa. Laftimosa not afraid to let it fly from out of there. That's a 3 from Carlos. Si Carlas, that's brought to us by Tres Cepas Light, ang imported Spanish brandy. Nagawa ng Fundador.
Now on the flip side, you look at the game of Columbian Deep. They know that Aiken will not demand the ball. He will not ask for that post-up play. He will not move off the ball. He will just be ready to get offensive rebound.
Move! What a move mula kay Poy Eram. Pinalipat yung import sabay spin the other way.
Mahirap yung ginawa ni Poy Eram na yun. And against a defensive-minded player at that.
We were looking for points from Poy Eram. Yan, nabigyan tayo ng 3rd and 4th points niya so far in this game. Still lacking, however, 10 points pero hinahabol ang kanyang kupunan. Coach Ryan, may nakita kang play na na-interesan ka na kanina.
Well, you look at the numbers right now. Columbian Deep up by 10 points, but their import only good for 4 points. But there is a reason why he's so effective. Let's take a look at this defensive play right here. He is part of this pick and roll play. And he has to defend Pinto, who's trying to cut the corner. Let's pause this for a while. But look at his stance right. Look at his stance right here. This guy. His stance right here, and he is ready to play backup defense. And look at Pinto trying to attack the basket, and Aiken going for that block from the weak side. This guy is capable of really blocking a lot of shots, forcing a lot of turnovers, and he is primarily the reason why their defense is so good. Remember that in college, he was a defensive player of the year, and that is why they brought them over here.
So that's something he can bring, no? Yung inside presence talaga. At yun yung inaasahan nila na gagawin niya, at least in the 2 or 3 first games nila rito, na para i-gauge nila talaga kung ano makakontribute itong import. Pero Jeremy King naman, tuloy-tuloy pa rin. The confidence level is really high up there. And when he did join the Rain or Shine roster last conference, kausap ko si Assistant Coach Johnny Escobar, he said, magaling ito eh. Kailangan lang bigyan ng pagkakataon. He wasn't given too much of an opportunity back there, but right now, really showing all he's got. And now, another turnover leads to a Carlos Lastimosa layup. At ang Kalamangan, 14 na, 75-61. Naiiwanan ng Blackwater dito sa third.
And of course, also the mindset of the locals. They know exactly what their import is capable of doing. Ito namang import has embraced the notion that he will just play off the ball. And as a result, ang taas ng kumpiyansa nitong mga locals na to. Hindi sila namumroblema na kailangan pusugin yung kanilang import. They're taking it upon themselves to look for their shots. And look at that defensive effort once again. Completed turnover.
Nag-hesitate pa si Jeremy King, and he's pretty lucky there was some contact there. Because he should have gone up quickly para sa layup. Si Poy Eram, habulin ka talaga niyan. But downstairs, obvious contact right there. The referee had to blow his whistle. Poy Eram with the foul. So back at the line. Ito si Jeremy King. Dadagdagan pa yung kanyang scoring. Hindi pala. Missing on that basket. 15-point lead.
15 na to, ha?
Eram to the post. It's with Mac Bello. May height advantage over King. Bello nowhere to go because Aiken was there and he changed it. Had to desperately throw it away. Rashad McCaffrey! Where did that come from?
Well, this two-guard combination of Rashad McCarthy, 19 points. Jeremy King, 19 points. very good offensive rhythm for them. But credit from my standpoint must be given to their import icon. He was there on the help side defense, forcing another turnover, and what a finish for this guy.
And that drive was brought up by United Auctioneers Inc., ang biggest auction company sa Pilipinas, ISO certified. Sa bidding, ikaw ang bida. 70 na ang lamang ng Columbian over the Blackwater Elite. Well, Columbian Jeep playing a really great ball game in the opening salvo ng ating Commissioner's Cup dito sa 2018. But, you know, their import has really lived up to his defensive talent expectations. Sapagkat, you know, he's patrolling the middle, changing shots ng Blackwater Elite. Blackwater, on the other hand, known as a good defensive team, has allowed 78 points already for Columbian. Still 5:26 to go in the third.
And that is the reason why they're down so big right now, because number one, they're not getting a lot of good shots. Their rhythm is off, broken by the defense of Columbian Elite. After a timeout, usually you expect good things to happen. Pero hindi itong depensa ng mga nakaputi.
At naka-offensive rebound pa si Rashawn McCarthy. That was a miss from outside from Lastimosa. You would have thought that the Elite would clear it and go the other way. Ngayon nasa loob, na kay Jackson Corpus, masikip, inilabas muna. Patience on offense. King throws it up at the buzzer. 24 seconds na dapat yun, pero pasok pa rin. 22 points for Jeremy.
Just an incredible performance for Jeremy King, and a lot of problems for Blackwater Elite. That was just a lucky offensive rebound for them. Jared Famous egging his teammates to play with more passion and more sense of urgency. They need it right now because natatabunan na sila nitong Columbian Elite. Columbian Deep rather.
Imagine, sumigaw na siya eh. Come on guys, pagkatapos niya na shoot, back to the basket shot yun para kay Jared Famous because he's been working hard as usual. Now he wants to get them back. They're down by 18 big points. Dennis, anong meron?
Alam mo nyo, dun sa last huddle ni Coach Leo Isaac, sinabi niya, for you guys to be able to make a play, you gotta call the play. Hindi pwedeng basta-basta pinapasa at pinapaikot-ikot nyo lang yung bola sa loob ng court, pero hindi nyo naman alam kung ano yung gagawin nyo. Everybody has to know their role and everybody has to communicate for them to execute it well, guys.
Thanks a lot, Denise.
Cohesion, chemistry, we've talked about that. Something lacking in the game of Blackwater Elite, and Jared Famous being the import, trying to set their boat afloat, going aggressively for the basket, and a chance for him once again to score. They're down by 18 points, and it is not just offense that they're having problems with. Even their defense, hindi sila makastop.
That's right. And Jared Famous missed his free throw a while ago. He has a career average of just 67% from the free throw stripe dito sa PBA. But you know, here's something. You notice as we show you first this rebound brought to us by Erwin Vice Grip, the original locking plier, 3 times more gripping power. That's an Erwin rebound. Ito si Jared Famous went for the dunk. Napigilan siya ni Jackson Corpus, although may foul. Pagpagsak ni Famous, may words pa si Corpus para sa kanya. So talagang lumalaban ito si Jack Corpus.
Kasama yun eh.
Diba?
You have to get into the mind of your opponent. At yun ang ginagawa ni Jackson Corpus as early as the first quarter. Binabangga, minamasahe niya na, tinatrash talk na itong kalabang import niya.
King trying to go for the 3. Foul baiting yun. Walang pito ang ating referee. Only 4 minutes in this third period. Blackwater looking to finish this strong. Para makalapit bago mag-fourth period. Macbello screen. 1 and done. Rebound for Jeremy King. Up ahead to McCarthy. McCarthy will stop and pop from 12. Way off ang kanyang tira. Aiken keeps it alive. Jeremy. Top of the key 3. Malakas. Kahilig trying to keep it alive. Mukhang nahawakan siya ni Poy Eram. That's going to be a loose ball foul on the Blackwater Elite. So yung bola dito pa rin sa panig ng mga nakaputi.
And you have this feeling na itong Blackwater Elite players are always a second late, a step late pagdating dun sa mga 50-50 balls.
14 seconds on the shot.
You always want to start the conference out well, no? Kasi yung format natin, very similar to last conference. You play 11 games. Top 8 teams go to the next round. Bottom 4 teams are out. So you don't want to lose early and try to play catch up, no? Dribblers ito ang ating Phoenix Pulse Moneyball most valuable dribbler ng laro. Panalo ka ng 3,000 pesos. Raquel Obong, congrats sa iyo. Pinto puts it up, that's a miss. Famous trying to put it back, wala rin yun. Dansara bounce pass kay McCarthy. Diretso kalaban si Dave Marcelo, that's a miss. Going back and forth here, a foul will be called in the backcourt. Sino ba? Si Aiken ba o si Dansara? CJ Aiken. That's his third personal foul. The crazy thing is, 17 points up ang Columbian, 4 points lamang ang kanilang import. Kasi si Jeremy King, si Rashawn McCarthy, and a bunch of other guys are doing the scoring.
Oh yes, even Lastimosa came off the bench to score 8 points. Itong surprise package na to ni Coach Leo Isaac, hoping that he can generate some output from his other big guy. Eram, conspicuously absent offensively, still trying to play alongside Jared Famous. Yung mga ganun, mahirap din yan dahil ika-calibrate mo yung blending mo sa new player. And Jared Famous likes to seal his man underneath the basket. So even the operating space of the guards are used to attacking the basket. Nawawala yun because of that space being covered by their new import.
Kailangan mag-adjust talaga, and has it been done so far in this game? Dave Marcelo splits his free throws, so ang lamang bumaba sa 16. 3 minutes and 3 remaining in the third. Kahili crosses the timeline. Nakitubid. Always a threat. Off the ball. Aiken picked it up. Labas kay Lastimosa. Lastimosa di-discarded to the hoop. Sumalpal ni Dave Marcelo. Red shirts want to make a run. Maliksi kinukulit ni Tubid. Had to give it up to Bello. Bello will attack. Spins around. Gives it over to Jared Famous. Famous goes baseline. Falling to the floor. A foul will be called on the white shirts. At mag-free throw na naman si Jared Famous, and he still has to prove that he can knock them down.
Oh, it's been a huge struggle for him in today's game. He has gone to the free throw line a total of 8 times, and is only good for 3. And now he makes the first one, cuts the lead down to 15. Of course, if your coach Leo Isaac, at least try to put a dent dito sa kalamang napakalaki ng Columbian. With 2:37 left, your modest goal is just be down by at least 10 points entering the payoff quarter, and you still have a chance.
That's right. And there, they force a turnover. Sabing apat na kanilang inahabol, 2:25 ba natitira dito sa third. So very, very possible yung sinasabi ni Coach Ryan. But they have to play their cards right for the next 2:18. Make some stops on the other end. Maliksi, jumper. Can't get it to go. Famous keeps it alive. Hook shot going up, looking for the whistle. If you can't do that,
tough balance. No chance for him to get a basket on that shot unless it's a lucky break. And wala rin siyang balance hindi tatawagan yung kanyang defensive man doon.
Dansara. Mintis sa tres pero tinamaan ni John Pinto. Tatlong free throws nilibigay kay Dansara.
And for Nards Pinto, no way that kumbaga papayagan pa siyang makalusot sa ganon. First is natural for the coaches to say never foul a jump shooter. And anytime you mess up with the landing spot of the offensive player, talagang tatawagan ka. Tatlong free throws pa ibibigay dito kay Dansara.
Swishes the first two. He'll get another one as comes in para palitan si Andre Kahilig. Two out of 3 para kay Sara. So the lead is up to 16. A minute and 51 remaining. Pinto in the backcourt. Kinukulit ni Dansara. Jared Famous out of his range. Now with Maliksi. Maliksi against Lastimosa. Maliksi nowhere to go. Look at that double. He's trapped. Goes cross court to Dave Marcelo. Quick pass to Pinto. Second on the shot clock. Pinto can't get it. Dave Marcelo gets with a chance for a 3-point play.
This guy's numbers are positive. Itong si Marcelo, when he came in, his team was down by as big as 20 points. And now they're only down 14 and a chance to further cut it to just 13. depending on this free throw.
That was a tunay na lakas move. Hatid sa atin ng Cobra Energy Drink. Walang talo ang 13 pesos mo. And he knocks down the bonus free throw down to a baker's dozen. Lastimosa. To Tubit. Almost threw that one away. Nahabol ni Lastimosa yun. Lastimosa, top of the key. Jay, too strong. Bounces over to Maliksi. Pero andun si Sara. Lumusot sa ilalim para makuha. Jumper is good for Dan Sara.
Yung sinasabi natin, 50-50 ball once again out of nowhere. Dan Sara was able to get that possession, and not only was he able to get that possession, he was able to score after keeping that ball alive.
Bring the lead back up to 15, under a minute to go. Pinahirapan din talaga si Pinto para itawid yung bola. Bago makatawid, ilang segundo na nawawala. Kaya naman down to 7 na lang itong shot clock ng Blackwater. Bodies flying everywhere.
The Tubid has to be careful because itong flopping natin, flopping rule is now in effect.
Yeah.
Kung makita ng ating mga officials na pinapahirapan mo yung mga referees na arte ka ng arte, you will be fine. Which I think is good.
Post-game assessment yun.
Oo.
Post-game. Hindi in-game na, uy, technical foul for flopping. Hindi pa. Wala pa
Yeah.
lang.
Kasi ano lang,
Para lang sa
Kaalaman.
para sa inyo lahat, sa kalaman ninyo lahat. Si Coach Ryan Gregorio is part of the committee formed by Commissioner Marshall to study the rules ng ating liga and try to improve them or update them. Diba?
yes, and it will serve us as what Commissioner William Marshall has coined. Parang Bible ng PBA, officiating Bible, that every time merong kailangang pag-aralan, yung committee na yun composed of course, Tim Cone, Norman Black, Coach Yang Giao, Alex Compton, tsaka ako.
Yun nga, sasabihin ko, ikaw talagang pinaka-accomplished dun sa buong committee na yun. And, you know, they can't hold a candle against Coach Ryan or the other members of that elite group. Carlo Lastimosa, transition basket. Balik na naman ang Kalamangan to 15. The last second shot time for Blackwater, who will remain to be trailing as we enter the fourth and final quarter. But they're trying to cut it down. Pass goes to Famous. He takes a short J. It rolls off at ganyan ang storya talaga ng Blackwater. Minamalas and being out-hustled by the opponent. It's ballooned to a 15-point lead at the end of 3 quarters. They have their work cut out for the Blackwater Elite. The PBA Commissioner's Cup brought to us by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. It's opening day of this tournament. Columbian Jeep has dominated this game contra sa Blackwater Elite. And despite yung import ng Columbian only scoring 4 points so far in this game, itong mga McCarthy, King, Tubit, and the rest of these guys, pinahihirapan ang depensa ng Blackwater.
Well, it's not often that you see a particular playing dominate the ball game on defense, and that is what Aiken has done here for his team. He only has 4 points, as what you've mentioned, on a 2 out of 5 shooting from the field, but he has 18 rebounds, issued 3 assists, got 4 steals, blocked 2 shots, and he has altered a lot of shots here for the Elite, making it miserable for the Elite players to get a clear shot. But what I like about the dimension of having an Aiken is automatic yung kanyang defensive help side mentality. And as soon as he gets the rebound, he's always looking for the outlet pass for an easy twinner for his teammates.
So hindi lang points ang hinahanap sa kanya. Obviously, just 4 points for him. This quarter is brought to us by Cobra Energy Drink. May laban ka, and the first possession goes to Columbian. Dito sa fourth, looking to build on this lead. And, you know, build a cushion para di na sila mahirapan sa endgame, di ba?
Yes, but of course, you're up 15 points. There's still 11 and 48 for Coach Ricky Dandan. The first 5 minutes is very, very important. They have to pad on to this lead or not turn the ball over a lot of times. They have to play with so much determination and still that sense of urgency. Dahil sayang naman yung naipundar nilang lamang in the first 3 quarters kung matatalo pa sila dito sa laban ito.
Papailig na lang si Coach Leo Isaac on that play. They forced the miss pero could not clear the rebound. And natawagan pa ng loose ball foul si Macbelo. So at the line, Eric Camson knocks down the first free throw. Poy Eram is back in the game para kay Jared Famous. They let Famous rest for a short while.
A rebounding story in the first 2 quarters. Blackwater with 43 and only 21 for Columbian Deep. So pretty much during the halftime break, that is one thing that Coach Rick and Nadan emphasized to his players. And good thing in the third quarter, they had 19 rebounds and limiting the elite to only 14. That's another flop. That will be
Di niya nabenta sa referee. So ngayon, napatid pa si Camson sa sarili niyang teammate in the backcourt on the run on the other end. Oo, maliksi ang Camson. And Camson, remember, has been suspended already this season for fighting against Raymond Almazan. But now he wants a piece of Maliksi. And everyone is there. Referee Tangkyon rushes into the court para awatin si Camson. And i-review muna. I-review muna yung video. Ano ba nangyari doon? Because certainly the referees have to call something. Or at least warn some players. Di naman nagkaabutan.
Hindi naman, pero the aggressive stance of Maliksi, he was obviously provoked. That's what he felt. Take a look at the slow-mo once again. Obvious flop by Ronald Tubit. He was not able to sell it.
There's the push.
And that nudge.
There's the push. And that upset Maliksi.
Dapat meron ng call doon eh. But referee Columbian was not looking at the action there. He was looking at the ball. But this provocative stance, the attack of Maliksi, that is what they're gonna assess. And ito naman si Camson, ayaw rin magpaawat eh.
Well, the PBA has had its share of skirmishes this season. The desire para manalo sa mga laban taas ng intensity ng ating mga manlalaro. And Maliksi obviously he took exception to the little nudge dun sa second jump niya, dun sa rebound.
Yes, but if you're Columbian Deep, this is not the lull that you like because the momentum is on your side. Tapos you're giving the momentum possibility na mag-shift doon sa kalaban mo because of this long lull. So Eric Camson, tama ka meron na siyang history dati against Raymond Almazan.
Tama, suspendido silang dalawa
Yun.
Nung Philippine Cup. Yun, nagkaabutan talaga yun.
Nagkatamaan yun. Oo. But we don't want to see that. In as much as we're trying to espouse a Philippine brand of play or what we call larong Pinoy.
Yeah.
It is just physical but never dirty. Not the point of throwing punches and fighting inside the court. But yung ganito mga drama, ini-embrace natin yung mga Pilipino Pero wag lang mag-go overboard.
So andun na yung mga referees sa kabila. Well, they were reviewing it a while ago together with technical head si Joey Guanyo.
Oh yes, UP fight.
Diba? And here we go.
On Dave Marcelo. Technical foul on Eric Camson. Technical foul on Eliminations. Both for second motion.
Yun na yung tawag. May foul kay Dave Marcelo. Technical foul to si Camson at si Maliksi for second motion. And that's that.
That is that.
Cancel out pa.
Yeah.
Cancel out
Bali wala lang yung nangyari doon sa technical foul niyon. But my honest assessment there is yung pagka-shoot ni Maliksi at binigyan niya si Camson, dapat yun natawagan na.
But they missed that and had to review it. So that was the outcome of all of that. Kahilig fading away, bitin ang kanyang tira. And you know, just to add to what you said earlier, we don't want the players, despite the physical Pinoy style of play, to go overboard.
Oh, yes.
On the other hand, rin, yung referees, officials, we also don't want them to go overboard. It's really nothing. Wala naman pala talaga nangyari. Katigan lang, medyo inisa lang ng konti.
Play on lang.
Play on lang. Baka pwede pagbigyan na. And that's basically what they did on that play. Just assess the technicals to to calm the players down, warn them that if you have another technical, you'll be sent to the locker room.
Yes.
And yeah, then play on. Yan ang nangyari sa play na yun. So, no need for anyone to go overboard. Still a 12-point lead for Columbian. 10:52 remaining in the ball game. But Columbian looking good here kasi may mga offensive options sila na consistently knocking down shots sa larong ito. Camson will attack and get it. Ang ganda ng laro ni Camson. Pagpasok niya noong second quarter, he scored several baskets in a row, and that gives him 12 points in the game. Yung basket.
Oh yes, he was held scoreless in the third quarter, but he was able to score all his 9 points in the second. At naitaas na naman yung kalamangan to 14.
Maliksi umatake, gustong bumawi, mintis ang kanyang tira. Offensive rebound, Roy Sumang. Who gets fouled on the way up. That's Jeremy King's third personal.
14 seconds on the shot clock.
Dave Marcelo nakakuha ng pasa. Now it's Sumang. Sumang kicks to Alain. Alain 3. Wide left and tira, air ball out of bounds. Ball goes back to Columbian.
So back-to-back misses here for Alain Maliksi. And the last one was air ball. Grabe yun, ha? Parang gumalaw yung goal ron, ha?
Hindi hindi siya nakafocus. Baka iniisip pa rin niya yung konting gulo a while ago. Kahilig bumitaw. In and out ng tira. Sumang had the rebound but lost it. McCarthy picks it up and gets the basket.
Oh, those things are really deflating. If you're trying to launch a comeback, you're down by 14 points prior to that offensive set. Clear rebound for you. You missed it and you allowed your opponent to score, and now the lead goes up to 16 again.
At si McCarthy parang just fearless going to the basket. Wala siyang pakialam. Lalo na wala naman si Jared Famous doon.
21 na rin ang ginagawa, eh.
And we talk about gunners on the side of Blackwater Elite as we did earlier. We talked about Di Gregorio and Maliksi. While Maliksi have done his scoring as expected sa laban na ito, Di Gregorio has not. And no one has stepped up from that Blackwater backcourt, Coach Ryan. Sa kabilang panig naman, King and McCarthy. Kala mo, all-star tandem sila.
Incredible numbers for this two players we've talked about. Lalo na itong si Jeremy King. Because 2 points per game average when he was playing for rain or shine, and now he steps inside the court, gets 21 points, 5 threes. All of a sudden, for Blackwater Elite, parang saan ang galing itong kalaban natin na ito?
He forced the miss, up ahead to Macbelo. Belo will attack, straight to the hoop. Doesn't get the basket, pero may pinasabit siya doon. He'll take 2 free throws. McCarthy does not agree with the call once again. Wants a review on the big screen. But Belo nasa linya na para sa dalawang free throws. Macbelo scored immediately nung pumasok siya kanina nung first half. Baskets in a row. Problem is, medyo natagalan. Bago nakascore ulit. He has right now 10 in the ball game. Aiken, matagal nang nakaupo, ipinasok ulit.
Importante itong kanyang defensive presence talaga. And while for Coach Leo Isaac, with 9 and 17 remaining, pinasok na rin yung kanyang import. But the problem really for Blackwater, pagdating sa kanilang opensa, yung kanilang usual scorers, you've talked about Di Gregorio. 14 points per ball game last conference and only 2 in today's game. And Poy Eram, close to 15 per game in the Philippine Cup, now with only 4 points. So, nawawala yung mga usual scorers ng kanilang koponan. And forced turnover, unforced that Cobontin. First time to see action in this ball game. And bad because first possession, he turned the ball over right away.
And he was protesting at sinigawan siya ni Coach Ricky. Bumaba ka na pa depensa. Diba? Poy Eram, within sa dress. Unahan sa bola. Di Gregorio able to get that. One of the few offensive rebounds. Suma doesn't go over that screen. Passes inside to Famous. Famous to the hoop. Gets the basket. Di magkakataon ko makakuha ng 3-point play. And you know, there's a 10-point lead right now. Baka bumaba sa single digits ito pagpapasok ni Jared Famous ang bonus free throw.
And that can be a point of attack for them. Jared Famous being guarded by a local. If he gets it down low, just one dribble is required for him to go strong to the basket. And don't look now, after being on top by 20 points, siyam na puntos na lang to partner.
And
Napakaraming oras pa.
precisely. And for the Blackwater Elite, you know, we basically found very little to praise them for sa laban na ito. Turnovers, they can get rebounds, 50-50 balls, napupunta sa Columbian. Despite all of that, nandiyan pa rin sila. May pagkakataon pa na makalapit pa.
And Aiken has 4 fouls.
Well, they have to make some stops. King. Yan, hirapan sila talaga eh. King and McCarthy telling them, okay, bring it on.
24 points for Jeremy King. And is doing it on both ends. Is also defending so well.
Labing isa hinahabol. Jared Famous going up. Lost the ball. Aiken once again with the strip.
That is the Aiken dimension. Weak side. Now, after the forced turnover, they can push the ball and score on the break. And the lead goes up to 13 points again.
Bilis doon. Bigyan na +4.
And what is so critical here for Blackwater Elite is the way they're turning the ball over. You're not going to be close if you turn the ball over 27 times.
That's right.
Sobrang dami nun.
Pero nakaisang field goal ito si Boy Aram against Aiken inside. Like the pass from Roy Sumang. Pobuntin, open from 3. And he gets it to go. Making up for the turnover a while ago. Bumawi naman with the tres. That is brought to us by Tres Cepas Light, ang important Spanish brandy na 3 points sa sarap, suabe at sulit.
And where is the sense of urgency? If you're the Elite, you're down by a big margin. You look at Kabuntin, and when he takes that shot from the outside, you don't even challenge. Now on the other side, you force a turnover for Columbian again. You force a turnover, and it's gonna be easy basket. 26 total points for the King.
Who's the king?
It's Jeremy.
Now, call your plays. Call your plays. Pwede ka, Horn.
Doon sa Philippine Cup, si Boy Aram, 14 points, 14 rebounds, 3 blocks. Eh, laki ng mga numero niya. Ganda talaga. Made the leap to almost elite status, but in this ball game, his performance has been wanting.
Oh yes, 14.2 points, you've mentioned it. 13.8 rebounds, top 4 in statistical points, and making himself part of the conversation for our most improved player sa season. But why is he struggling right now? Look at his numbers. Yes, he has 11 rebounds, but he only shot 3 out of 8 from the field. He's got a total of 6 points. But the thing is, he's being guarded by the import. Kaya nahihirapan siya.
That's right. A bigger guy, leaner guy, a guy with more athleticism than he. Kaya medyo hirap siya. Denise, anong meron?
You know, since we're talking about numbers for JP Aram, 300 is actually the magic number. Isang dahilan daw kung bakit naging BPC candidate siya is because he has really been working on his craft. He set a personal goal of 300 shots made before practice and 300 shots more after. It doesn't matter kahit gabihin siya o pagod na siya, because when you stop when you're tired, you're really not gonna go anywhere. And yes, 6 points is a far cry from his magic number, pero as mentioned, Boy is not one to stop, guys.
Thanks a lot, Denise. Well, alam naman natin, no, may mga bad days naman talaga yan. Diba? You can't have it your way every time. Pero adjustments, you know, really necessary. You know, with still 7:01 to go. So, hindi pa natin pwede isara to. Pero Blackwater, so many things to look at after this ball game and try to fix up as far as their execution, especially in offense.
If they go on to lose this ball game, it's going to be a very long film session for them. And majority of the things that we'll talk about is really putting their players in the right spots to play alongside Jared Famous and just simply taking care of the basketball. 29 total turnovers for them so far, and we still have 6 and 30 remaining in the ball game.
Nothing on the fast break from Maliksi. Going the other way. White shirts, Kobuntin. Atake kontra De Gregorio. Goes out, throws it to Maliksi one more time. He's got Pinto on the left. Decides to attack all by his lonesome. Doesn't get it one more time. And the ball goes to Corpus, who's got McCarthy on the right. To the cutting Aiken. And Aram challenges in midair. And Aiken will go to the line para for dalawang free throws. Well, Aram wasn't going to allow a slam on that play.
He's not going to be part of the poster. That is one thing certain. Aiken, only 4 points, but has done tremendous damage on defense.
Yun naman yung lisensyang dala-dala niya nung dumating siya rito. Diba? Depensa daw ang hilig niya at yung capability niya doon din sa defensive end. Missing the first free throw.
Defensive Player of the Year, 2012 Atlantic 10, playing for St. Joseph's University. He only averaged 7.2 points per ball game in Canada in his last tour of duty. And still, yung defensive mindedness ni Coach Ricky Dandan, yun pa rin ang pinarating niyang import. Dahil alam niya na magaling ngayon yung mga gwardya na meron siya.
Oh, there you go! Yun yung kanina pa natin hindi lang na-execute dun sa play na yun. Thought McCarthy was gonna try that earlier in the first half when the big man was running the lane. This time tried to reward him. Di lang naipasok yung dunk na yun. It was a bit behind him, di ba? Medyo sa may likuran niya eh. Kung medyo sa harap yun, palagay ko.
Sure shot na yun, di ba? Medyo tama eh. Medyo nasa likod yung pass.
The lead is just 16. 5 minutes and 43 remaining. Blackwater's gonna want it. Hiram. 3 seconds. As Jared Famous was waiting.
Ito yung nababanggit natin eh. Yung chemistry between these two players. Obvious high-low play. But Eram trying to look for his shots instead of making that quick pass. Tried to put the ball down and look for his basket. Pero hindi umalis sa loob itong si Jared Famous. 30 na ang itinapong bola nitong nakapula.
At si Tubit humihirit pa. 10 points for the veteran. Double digits. You know si Aiken, as you said, 4 points in the game. Well, 5 rather. He hit his free throw a while ago. Pero nakaka 18 rebounds na ba ito si Aiken?
Yes.
Diba? 18 rebounds. So yes.
4 steals.
Exactly. So, depende sa talaga eh. Diba? Rebounds, blocks, steals eh.
Eh yun naman ang rason kung bakit siya pinarating rito. Kasi kung ikaw kumukuha ng import, ang unang titignan mo, ilan ba puntos ang ginagawa niyan? Eh nakita naman ni Coach Ricky Dandan, 7.2 lang eh.
That's right.
And yet, pinarating pa rin. So na-impress talaga itong coaching staff ng mga Columbian Deep dun sa kanyang aspect sa pagdepensa. At yun naman ang binibigay niya. As soon as he gets that rebound or a turnover, forward pass right away. So ang dami ng puntos nitong mga nakaputi naman dun sa fast break.
Tubit takes from 3. Now baseline drive. Flips it up. Teardrop. No go. And Poy Eram will be called for another foul. Pang-5 na ba niya yan?
5th personal foul. And Ronald Tubid, 10 points. Coming off the bench and a chance for 2 more.
Well, mamaya makikita din ito si Terrence Romeo strutting his stuff. Not for Global Court, for TNT.
And a lot of anticipation, of course, for Terrence Romeo playing for his second team here in his PBA career. And they had a history, of course. Terrence Romeo, Pito Arencio. Itong si Mo Taldua was drafted at number 1 by TNT Katropa. And ngayon, nagkapalit na sila. Kaya ang daming nanonood. At sigurado tayo, pati sa TV, ang daming mag-anticipate itong laban natin sa second game.
Yeah, you wanna see what they're gonna do para sa kanilang mga kupunan. Siguro nga, kanina pagpasok nila dito sa Smart Araneta Coliseum, baka maling locker room yung pinasukan. Yung papunta ron, ay, hindi pala. Global TNT pala ako. And the same thing for Motown too. The other way. After a couple of years of being with their former teams. But
may learning curve pa.
oh, kailangan. Tingnan mo muna yung mga sign, di ba? Saan ba kami naka-assign ngayon, di ba? Ano bang team ko nga? Well, Ronald Tubid, who knows a little about transferring teams, no? Because he's been on a bunch of them since being a rookie with the Shell franchise way back. Playing well sa laban na ito, being the veteran presence that they wanted him to be after acquiring him mula sa San Miguel Beermen. 11 points already for this guy and a lot of intangibles, as they say.
Oh, very positive in terms of contribution. dahil nagpapainit rin ang ulo ng kalaban yan eh.
Oo naman.
Dahil nakakasakit yan eh, yung mga flap niya.
Huwag lang uminit yung ulo niya.
Wag.
Diba? He has learned to check his emotions. So itong later part of his career, si Ronald Tubig. Bagsak si Glenn Cobuntin and Eram. You know, Eram's being such a friendly, chummy guy, picking up everyone he's knocked down in this ball game, diba? Kanina pa, si McCarthy knocked him down on the fast break. Ronald Tubig just a while ago. And
Parang ano eh, a different persona. Kasi yung toughness ni Eram, yun yung isang bagay na pinamalas niya last conference. Pero not bad. No problem with that one. If you want to be a good guy inside the court, for as long as you can be mean, playing and getting your shots off and blocking shots, you can be a beast.
putting up your numbers.
Oh,
no?
yes.
There's a jumper from Jack. Pumasok pa rin eh. Jackson Corpus. 4 points lamang para sa kanya. Pero look at the minutes he got in this game. Because Coach Ricky doesn't have to be pleased sa mga dala-dala niya. Sila dalawa ni CJ Aiken, yung mga hustle guys yung dalawang yan sa depensa.
And bonus na lang eh, yung offensang na-shoot niya ron eh. But as early as the first quarter, he had this task to guard Jared Famous. And we're now in the fourth quarter, siya pa rin ang bumabantay kay Jared Famous. So ibig sabihin, talagang effective siya dun sa departamento na yun.
Cobuntin steps back, takes that three, was online, pero bumitilin ng konti on the fast break. Maliksi, lobs it inside to Jared Famous. That's an easy basket from Jared. Jared didn't get his numbers sa laban ito. 30 puntos na para sa kanya. 31 in fact. And a bunch of rebounds. I think it's 20 rebounds in the game, but they're trailing as we walk into this timeout. Yung Columbian Jeep, dami ng pangalan na nabigay sa kanila, but not much success. One trip to the playoffs in their several years already in the league. And that seems like ages ago, no? Bad performance in the Philippine Cup. But there might be new hope, especially with guys like Jeremy King and Rashawn McCarthy doing their thing as if they're grizzled veterans na araw-araw nila ginagawa yan.
Oh yes, at alam mo, this is a very good start for them. They only won one game last conference, and for Coach Ricky Dandan, look at his emphasis on defense, forcing a lot of turnovers and scoring 40 out of the turnovers that they created, and only limiting Blackwater to only 13. You know, this guy has been a coach for a long time. He was my coach in college, and this is the first time that he is given the task to be the head coach of a PBA team. Long time coming as far as I'm concerned, but he definitely knows his basketball at pinapakita niya dito sa kanyang conference na to.
And you saw as we were panning through that Colombian bench, habang pinakikita natin si Coach Ricky Dandan, yung mentor naman niya ay nandyan din sa kanyang likuran, sinusuportahan siya, Coach Jolie pa.
Oh yes!
Is there supporting him, as well as Art De La Cruz, andyan din si Robert De La Rosa, son ni Bert De La Rosa, dating player dito sa PBA. So he's got some coaching staff guys who are really helping him out. Jonathan Cardell is there as well. Diba? And nothing again on the Blackwater side. You know, with still 3 minutes, yung body language ng Blackwater doesn't seem like they're pushing this anymore.
Yeah, they're just looking for their personal output. Most of the players playing right now for the Elite are just jacking up their points. And again, deep problems for them. How can they allow 110 points and turn the ball over 30 times?
Check out this guy. He's the Irwin fan of the game. Irwin Tools. Tools that turn everyday jobs into proof of greatness. Jeremy King. The proof is in the next few games. Tira natin. Huwag siyang maging one-hit wonder.
Hindi pwede
Diba?
yung mga ganon.
Diba?
Pero ano yung stability na nakikita ako sa kanya, nagulat ako na kaya pala niyang umipensa. Ang dami niyang tres, ang dami niyang puntos on penetration. But the first thing that struck me the most here was the way he played defense. He got an early steal against Sumang, and for Sumang, he never got his game going. At yung presence niya defensively, parang si Brian Heruela rin. Yung magpapakita muna ng toughness sa depensa, pero magugulat ka, i-score din pala.
And they throw it away once again. Ano ba total na ngayon ng turnovers itong Blackwater?
Sa sobrang dami,
32.
hindi na kasya
stat
sa
sheet.
papel ni Kuya Roy.
32
32
turnovers.
eh.
Wow. That's just way too much.
I have talked about this many times. You turn the ball over 30 times, you have zero chance of making a basket. So 32 if you just score 2 points times 2, 64 points potentially ang nawala sa'yo.
Correct.
And what if you take shots from the 3? So tataas pa yun and you're down by 20. So you shot yourselves on the foot.
And as we said, 40 points nga on turnovers na para 42.
Look at that, another turnover.
And the numbers just keep piling up. 33.
And we request both teams to stay in the
At may senyas pa ng possible review of a deliberate or a flagrant. And the players are being advised to head to the respective front courts. Quick review para kay referee Borja.
And this is going to be a long day for Coach Leo Isaac and his coaching staff.
A long night for all of them.
Oh,
Blackwater
yes.
Elite.
on Boy Aram. Boy Aram, 6 fouls. James Sena will come in for Boy
And he
Aram.
won't finish the game on the floor, Poy Eram. As Sena comes back in. Sena, pinalaro ng saglit noong second period. Hit a jumper. Hindi na nakabalik hanggang ngayon. Ngayon lang, ulit.
No, yes. Sumubok kay Marcelo. Okay din naman dun sa konting minuto. Pero hindi rin talaga nakabomba ng husto. But Jackson, really solid defensively. He was the one who was able to force another turnover. They have a total of 115 points.
Oh, di ba?
Ang taas!
Against a team that held opponents to 81 points a game in the Philippine Cup, di
Oh,
ba? Ang
they-
laki ng diferensya.
Yes, itong Blackwater really prides themselves as the top defensive team last conference. But not even a shadow in today's game.
Carlas with the drive. 12 puntos para sa kanya. We are in the last 2 minutes. Natin sa atin ang Cobra Energy Drink. Walang talo. Ang 13 pesos mo. Famous can't get it in. Carlos Timosa almost hit the deck. Final score na lang inaabangan natin dito. And Columbian will actually get the same or will match its win total from last conference already on day 1 of the Commissioner's Cup.
Carlos, yes naman, 1 win lang yan eh. 1-11 to be exact. Last conference, and only at the expense of rain or shine.
That's right.
But just, again, a solid debut for them. Carlo Lastimosa giving himself another chance here in the PBA. 14 total points for him coming off the bench. And they're up by 24.
Jared Famous drawing another foul, hit the basket. He's up to 32. Now 33 points total and a bunch of rebounds as well, but that's going to go all for naught.
Now this is where the debate will come into play. You have an import who scored 32 points and grabbed more than 20 rebounds. And yet, this team is down by more than 20 points.
That's right.
Whereas on the other side, 5 points lang si Aiken and a lot of good chemistry going for them, and defensive presence is just simply phenomenal. Sino pipili mo?
Yun na nga eh. Sino bang bagay sa team mo? A while ago, there was a 3 by Cobuntin. Now, Jeremy King, the 3 by Cobuntin a while ago was brought to us by Tres Chepas Light, imported Spanish brandy na gawa ng Fundador. Jeremy King doesn't want to stop scoring in this game.
And this guy is really going to be
There you go.
one of the more important players in our league.
There's a dunk by Aiken. Pero ngayon, ika-ika siya coming up the floor. Di ba? Pagkatawad siya dumakdak. Famous missing that layup, gets it back. Nagdagdag pa ng rebound. It's a 20-something point. It's going to be a 20-something point win para sa Columbian Jeep. I'd like to go back in the annals of our league and see what is the biggest win that the Kia franchise has had in their history. Because this might be one of their biggest wins. 28 points as it stands right now.
And not only that, the number of points that they've scored, or what is the most points that they've scored in a game. Diba? Itong 126. Sigurado tayo, isa na to sa pinakamataas. I just don't like that shot of Lastimosa because his team is up by 28 points and yet he took that shot.
Well, I think sinabihan yata siya ng mga coaches na itira kasi
okay.
kasi mate-turnover sila sa 24 seconds. That's how I read it. Hindi tayo sure. Wala tayo dun sa baba. Pero parang ganun na nangyari. But Blackwater Elite just letting things blow open, allowing 39 points in the fourth period from Columbian, and resulting in this 28-point victory. Ito, tunay na lakas move natin sa atin ng Cobra Energy Drink. Walang talo, 13 pesos mo. 126-98. Tama po yung score na yan. It's Columbian with 126, Blackwater with 98. And well, I'd say it was a dominant performance, Coach.
And just a humiliating loss here for the Elite, because of course entering this conference after being dropped dun sa playoffs last conference because of quotient system, and now you lose by this kind of a margin.
And with this win for Columbian team, they matched their total from last conference, and we have best players of the game, not just one. One of them is this guy, Jeremy King, who really put a scoring. So this guy naman, Rashawn McCarthy, the same. And sabay sila eh. It wasn't King at one point, McCarthy at another point. They were just consistent throughout the game, knocking baskets down para sa kanilang koponan.
And well-deserved for these two players. They definitely upped their individual performances. And what about Jeremy King, 2 points per game, and now he had a total of 30.
Punta natin si Denise, Coach. Kasama yata niya yung dalawa.
Oo, kasama ko nga ngayon, best players of the match, Jeremy King and Rashawn McCarthy. Jeremy, I'll go to you first. From playing minimal minutes when you were with Rain or Shine, what does it mean to you to play 37 minutes now and really do good for your team?
I mean, it means a lot. I mean, I love to play basketball, and I just want to thank my coach for giving me the opportunity to, show what I could do on the floor, and all my hard work paid off, and we continue doing that.
30 big points for you today. You've been scoring all throughout that first quarter till the end. Where do you get your confidence to continuously do that?
A lot of hard work. That's really where it comes from. I work really, really hard, and my coach gives me a lot of confidence, and I'm glad it showed tonight. Thank God, and just really happy about that.
And we're all very happy with your performances, our performance as well. Anybody you want to say hi to or greet?
I want to say hi to my whole family, my girlfriend. Thank God for all their support. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And all my teammates, Rashawn, the coaching staff. Just want to thank everybody for the opportunity.
All right, thank you very much and congratulations. Now let's go to Rashawn. Rashawn, all throughout that third quarter, or fourth quarter actually, there were 2 instances you were up by 16 points, but Coach Ricky kept calling a timeout. What was the mentality during those moments?
He just wanted us to continue to do what we've been doing all game, push the tempo, and keep the pressure on them. And we were able to execute it and come out with a victory.
We were talking before the game how you didn't want to carry any burden from the past conference, but this time you really carried your team into a victory. So what's your take on it?
Well, even though this is our first game, we've been working for like 6 weeks now. So the season started for us 6 weeks ago, and today it showed that we've been in the gym working hard.
All right, anybody you want to say hi to or thank?
Hi to my family back in New York, all the Columbian Jeep fans, continue to support us, all the PBA fans, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Rashawn, and congratulations. Now it's time to go to the press room.
Because Rashawn's a natural scorer, but we did have to look for another point guard so we could do that. So we searched the free agent market, and we found Jeremy and Drake Kahilig available, so we made a move for them. In terms of his role for us, a presence inside the shaded lane, rebounding, CJ's okay, but I wish he needs to be more aggressive, especially coming up against the bigger imports. On Wednesday, we're coming up against Onwaku of Meralco. You know who Onwaku is, of course. Even Jared Famous. We didn't match him with Jared Famous. Our locals did a good job on him. But that's what we want for CJ, to be more aggressive, especially on the rebounding and scoring end. So we'll see. We're playing three games this week. So this is his exam, so to speak. So this is the first exam. We'll see. All right. Salamat.
Ang ating naging final score, 126-98. Dominating performance para sa Columbian Jeep in their debut in the new uniforms with the new team name. Looking good para sa kanilang ganda na kanilang performance all around, Coach Ryan.
Oh, definitely. Their offense was clicking. Their defense was solid all throughout the ball game. They forced a total of 32 turnovers. They started early. As early as the first quarter, makikita mo na yung kanilang yung tinatawag nating emphasis pagdating sa defense. That was an easy shot by Famous on the offensive rebounding end. But look at the way the white shirts were challenging him.
Alain Maliksi was shooting early. He scored a lot para sa kanyang komponent. It was a close first quarter. Palitan na ng baskets itong dalawa. CJ Aiken, nice feed to Rashawn McCarthy, who, as we said, was scoring all throughout the game. 22 points in total. But dito nga, 2-point lead lamang para sa Columbian after 1.
Oh yes, and okay pa rito yung Blackwater Elite. But as soon as Jeremy King started to shoot from the outside on a consistent basis, nagkaroon ng konting separation na. But Maliksi, the best local player for the Elite here, the entire ball game, was able to make his presence felt in the first 2 quarters. And take a look at this pass and the finish by their import CJ Aiken, 2 of his 9 points. But still, Blackwater was still in the ball game at the end of 2, only down by 4 points.
Very much in the ball game. Pero turnovers really did the Elite in sa laro na ito. They had 17 first half turnovers in the third quarter. Floodgates open talaga. Parang binibigay nila yung bola sa kalaban. Sunod-sunod na yan. And the Jeep were making the baskets on the other end. Huma-highlight rin itong mga sila McCarthy.
Well, this is the kind of game that you want to play on a consistent basis. You force a lot of turnovers, you push the ball, you score on the break. Now, 33 turnovers for Blackwater. And as a result, itong Jeep nakascore ng 44 points. So it happened in the third quarter, a lot of points were scored, and it continued to happen in the fourth quarter. Look at that defense by Jackson and that forward pass to the King.
Jackson, King of Pop. Pwede.
Pwede.
May connection yun eh. Pero ito si Carlo Laftimosa also started putting up points on the board. May run di ba itong Blackwater? They closed the gap ng fourth period, early in the fourth period, but then sunod-sunod na, and when that happened, when Columbian made that little run, nawalan na ng hangin itong Blackwater.
Well, it is all about confidence. 13 3-pointers as compared to only 3 doon sa kalaban ng Columbian Deep. And look at the steals. 22 steals. Napakalaki ng disparity na yon. Bench points, 53-23. Turnover points, that is 44 for the Columbian Jeep and only 14 for Blackwater Elite.
Scoring-wise, well, everybody was outscored by Jared Famous, 35 points. Maliksi with 22, Bello 11. Erram only 8, and Di Gregorio nowhere there. King and McCarthy, you saw their scores earlier. Laftimosa and Camson also in double digits, but it was just a great team performance para sa mga bata ni Coach Ricky Dandan. They get their first win, and when you start a conference that way, malay mo, baka magtuloy-tuloy na. So, dyan nagtatapos ang ating first game on this opening day ng Commissioner's Cup. TNT Global Court, bakbakan maya-maya for Coach Ryan, Denise, the rest of the guys here. You have Francis, Jello, Merv, Cyrus, Randy, si Roy. Ako po si Charlie Cuna. Thanks for watching Game 1 ng ating PBA Commissioner's Cup Sunday. Stay tuned for the second game in a bit.